So I'm assuming, coming to the class today, we're going to teach you how to create your Facebook business page. I'm assuming that you already have your personal page set up. So what you're going to do is you're going to come to your home. And on your left-hand side, you're going to look for pages. If you don't see it, you could just click, see more, and you should see pages, okay? And stop me if you have any questions. So these are 4 pages that I already have, okay? So now I'm going to go to create new page right here on the left. And I'm going to put in a page name. So to be compliant, you're going to want to have, if Lori wants to jump in, I'm going to put Eileen Angel, licensed real estate salesperson at KW Hudson Valley Realty. This way, they know right away what your page is, who's, that you're a licensed agent with Keller Williams. Okay.
So a couple things, you do not have to use licensed. You can just put real estate salesperson or real estate associate broker. But your name has to be your licensed name. So your name as it appears on your license. If you're going to use any sort of a abbreviated or nickname, then it can be in parentheses or quotes.
Okay.
Can we add our maiden name?
I'm sorry?
Can we add our maiden name even though our business card doesn't have a maiden name?
Your name has to be as it appears on your license. That's what should be on your business card. And all of your consumer facing advertising must be your name as it appears on your license. So you can change your name on your license when you get your driver's license changed, then you can petition the Department of State to change your name on your real estate license. And there's no fee if it's changed due to marriage.
Okay. All right. So that's the page name. The category, definitely type in real estate. So it would definitely be real estate. You could put more than one. So we could put real estate agent. Real estate agent. You could also put in, if you do like commercial real estate, whatever else pertains to you, if you have like a specialty. But for the minimum, I would put real estate and real estate agent. Okay. So I'm going to check that off. Why isn't it letting me? Here it is. Okay. You could put a description. Eileen Angel is a real estate salesperson with KW Hudson Valley Realty. Whatever you put a little bio in short, I have, I don't know, I'll say 10 years experience helping my clients buy and sell homes smoothly. I don't know, whatever you want to say, like something short. All right. And then you can create page. Okay.
And for anyone with a computer, I recommend doing this on your computer and not your phone.
Yeah, I agree.
Otherwise, it could be a little difficult.
All right. So next, it looks a little boring, right? This is my page looking a little boring here. So you're going to want to add, this is called the cover photo, this big one here, and the little one is the profile. So the profile picture is good for a headshot if you have a logo or something. And then this profile, the cover photo, it could be many things. And Lori's going to talk to you about compliance later, but this is a good place to put all your compliance information in the cover photo. I actually created a couple of samples. So I am now going to add a cover photo that I created earlier. There are some, I created this one particularly in Canva, but there's also other ones that you can create in Command that I'll show you as well. So this one I just created. As you can see, it got a little cut off here. So I'm going to have to fix that. Let me see if I go this way. Yeah. Because this shows you on a desktop what it looks like, and this shows you on a cell what it would look like. So part of it got cut off, but you could see I had my picture here. I'm going to try a different picture that I did. You may have to play around with it a little bit. Oh, let me see if I can move it actually. No, it's not letting me move it. Oh, here I can though. Oh, you can move it down here to try and get it fit, you know, the part that you want. I have another one that I'm going to choose. This one I created in Designs. I think it's this one. Let's see.
Nice.
So this is an example where, you know, you have a picture and you also can add in your particulars for your compliance. And I actually have one more that I think is a little better. I'm just going to add now. It's this one. There we go. So this one I put little picture for sale, you know, it looks like it'll have to just be dragged a little to fit all the information in. But you know, it has all the information here. So I'm going to keep this. Next, I'm going to add a cover photo. So I'm basically just going to add, I'm sorry, my profile picture. I'm going to add my picture. Or like I said, you can also use your logo if you have one. I think this is an old one, but whatever, we're picking it. Okay. Just takes a couple minutes to load. And there we go. Okay.
Nice.
All right. Thanks, Stephen. So that's it. That's pretty much, I'm going to save it. And that's pretty much, I now have a Facebook business page. That wasn't so terrible, guys, right? So now you can connect it to WhatsApp, which I'm not going to do if you wanted to do that. So you can get messages through WhatsApp. If you'd like to do that, you could send the code to yourself. I'm going to leave without setting up WhatsApp. Also, there's a whole bunch of settings that we can also finish here that actually you need to finish. So let's go down to settings. Oh, you know what? It didn't ask me, Lori, for like where to, well, go to general. I'm sorry. It didn't ask me where to put like my address and all that. That's usually on the front page.
I think it's about, is that the
Yeah.
about?
In the about, okay. So I'll go back to my page on the left here.
On the left-hand side, if you go down, I think it's the about section where you can put that stuff in.
Yeah, now why don't I see my page? We just created it. I did hit save, right, guys? So weird. All right, so you
Oh,
know what? I'm
no.
just gonna use another page that I already have because I don't know what happened to that one. No idea. All right, we're just gonna use this one. All right, so if you go into, I'm so confused right now. If you go into about, you said,
Edit page info,
Yeah.
right above settings. You were just there.
sorry, over here.
Yeah.
Okay,
Edit
yeah,
page
I had the
info.
whole thing set up before. Okay, so this is our page. This is the page that we actually do use. Hudson Valley Real Estate, powered by the Pilati team, KW Hudson Valley Realty. You're also gonna have to put in a username here. So it's gonna be what it's gonna show at the top when someone goes to your Facebook page. So for example, www.facebook.com houses Hudson Valley. So that's what ours says. So you can pick if you want it to be your name, whatever you want it to be, and then your short description. Okay. The categories we have here. Yeah, I don't know why it didn't ask me this all before when I signed up. Contact information. So you can put your phone number here. Again, your email address and your website. And Lori's going to talk to you later about whether you should be putting your personal website in here, like your KW website, or if you should put in the office website. Put in your location, and this is very important, that you must put in the office address. You work for Keller Williams Hudson Valley Realty. Your office address is whichever market center you're in. You know, if you're in Middletown, it's going to be 9 Brook Crawford Road. If you're in Kingston, it's going to be Taylor Street. If you're in Oneonta, it's going to be Main Street. And if you're in New City, it's going to be 10 Esquire. This is very important. Do not put in your home address. Okay. Your service area. So if you want to put in different neighborhoods, or you could put in zip codes. So I could put in New City, New York, you know, Rockland County. There's an area that you specifically, oh, it's not letting me do counties. So you can put in specific, you know, towns if you want. Stony Point, New York. You know, you could figure out where's your focus, right? You could put in hours. So we could say always open, or you could put select hours. So if you put always open, people may expect you to respond 24/7. That's up to you. You know, you can pick what you'd like. What else? I guess this is because of COVID if things are closed. This is just some additional information we have about our page. So Rosemary put like her bio in here and about, you know, everybody on the team. What else? Price range, and that's it. That's all you have to put in here under the general settings. Okay. Any questions so far? No. Okay. So now I'm going to go back to settings. And this is, so right now, the page that I created, when you first created, it's not going to be published. You're going to have to go in when you're ready, when your page looks good. Make sure that you check page published. If it's unpublished, let's just say, for instance, you have to take a break for a year and you're going to have to not do real estate for a year. You actually can unpublish your page for a while so it's not visible to the public. And then when you come back and your license is active, you can then again make it published again. But just remember, when you create it, if you have it as unpublished, nobody's going to see it. Okay. You can also check here and see if you don't mind anybody else putting a post. You know, that's up to you. I suggest if you allow others to put posts, that you can review them before they're published, because you don't want something bad going on your page, right? Auto-generated captions for videos. I guess it might just give a caption based on what you're uploading the video. So it's up to you. We have as an auto generate. We haven't had any problems at all, but you never know. Somebody could, you know, post stuff on there. Stories are only published for 24 hours. So if you do a story, will you allow people to share your story or your posts and allow people to share your stories? Okay, so that's up to you. Audience optimization is, this I think is good because it sort of uses the Facebook algorithms to kind of target people that may be interested in your webpage. I also think this is good. Your message is on. It will allow people to send you a Facebook message. If they have a question about something that you post, about a house that you have, they may not want to make it public. They may want to send you a private message. This allows others to tag photos and videos published by you on your page. I think that's okay, depending on how they're using it. You know, if you post something about you went to, I don't know, some community event, you might not mind having people post that, you know, you were at the community event. Okay, can other people tag the page? That's up to you again. Country restrictions, you know, if you want to edit that, what countries it shows up, age restrictions, page moderation, all this stuff. Profanity filter I think should be on, because there's no reason to have any profanity on your business page, right? What else do we have here? Most of this stuff should be fine the way they are. Let me see if there's anything else. If you need to download any content from your page, it's right here. If you have, for some reason, I know people have like 5 business pages. I don't know what they were doing, but they couldn't figure it out. You actually can merge them, or at some point, if you need to delete your page for whatever reason, you can delete it here. Okay. What else? I think that's basically it. That's really all you need to know about setting up the page as far as how to do it through Facebook. You also can connect it to Instagram if you have that. So let me go back. So I'm going to pick this page. And I believe on the left here, it should give you a choice for Instagram. Of course, now that I'm looking for it, it's not.
Maybe publishing tools.
Yeah, I'll find it before the end of the end of the thing here.
Business apps, maybe?
It was like, I love when they do this. No, I'll find it before the end of the class. All right, so now I'm going to turn it over to Lori about, and I'm going to show you later how to connect to Command as well. Once we go through setting up the page, after Lori talks, I'll show you guys how to set it up in your Command. All right, so Lori, I'm going to stop sharing.
Okay.
And why don't you take over and show us what you got?
Okay. So the advertising is not rocket science. You have to have basic advertising guidelines on every thing that you put out that's consumer facing. So we'll just go over them quickly and then I'll talk about a few things that are, these are the basic advertising guidelines that you have to use for everything. And then there's a couple specific to social media. So we already talked about this. Your name should appear as it is on your DOS license. Your nicknames can be in quotes or parentheses, but you cannot just use a nickname. You have to use your official licensed name. Your license type, you're either a real estate associate broker or a salesperson. That's it. You can't call yourself an agent. You can't call yourself a realtor. You can use realtor after your name, but your license type has to be identified. And this is what Eileen did in naming her page. It's highly recommended. You don't have to do that, but if you don't, you have to make sure that your license type shows up somewhere in your profile that's readily visible to people. The brokerage name must also appear. Again, Eileen put this in the name of her business page. You could also do it like she did in the picture. I recommend really probably just using a really nice photo on your cover photo and then adding all of this information, this contact information, so that it's right there, it's available, everyone can see it, and then you don't have to worry about squeezing it in along the way. But you do have to have the name of your brokerage in the ad, again, with the office address and or the phone number. So if you're using the office address in the about section, you've got that covered. So for Facebook, you can do the office address or the phone number or both, but you don't have to have them both. If you have the phone number, the office phone number, then you don't have to have the address. The problem with that is you're supposed to identify all the phone numbers, and it's something that you're not able to do on Facebook. So it's why I like using your cover photo. And I've seen a couple of them that are just gorgeous, where they have like a beautiful picture and then it's sort of almost overlaid in glass over it. So you can, if you're creative with, all of your photo editing and so on, you can really do this in a very nice way. Mine's just sort of a picture of my business card that I popped up there. So I'm sure some of you guys will do a better job with it, but you're supposed to identify your phone numbers. If you have your own personal logo, you should have the KW logo also, which again, if you're using that on the, on your cover photo, that's not a big deal. You don't necessarily have to have the KW logo, but you do have to have the name of the office spelled out. The Department of State, says either or. NYSAR, the legal counsel, suggests that if you are using your logo, you should use the KW logo, and that's generally what I tell people too. If you are a member of a team, you always have to have adder of your KW brokerage that it must follow the team name if your team name is not your license name. So if you're the Lori Burns team, then you can just be the Lori Burns team. But if you're the Burns team, it would have to be the Burns team at Keller Williams Hudson Valley United. We like you all to put in all offices are independently owned and operated. And if you can fit in like the fair housing logo, that's really a best practice. This is not as critical on your Facebook pages, but in your general advertising, you should be doing that. Of course, anything you're posting on your Facebook page has to be honest, accurate, and not misleading. And I cannot stress enough that you're really thinking about fair housing guidelines in your advertising, that you are not talking about excellent schools, that you are not talking about family locations or great family homes or anything that could be construed as a fair housing issue. So
You can't say award-winning schools then?
no,
didn't know that.
absolutely, positively not. You should not talk about the schools. You can, if you are going to mention a school district that it's located in, you have to do that every single time. So it is your opinion if those schools are award-winning, and it could be construed as a fair housing violation.
They actually do win awards. I mean, pretty much every school district kind of wins awards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, but it is frowned upon to put anything that could be construed as an opinion about, about the schools. And again, if you are going to identify the school district, you should do that on every single advertisement. Consistency is critical. Okay. So websites have a couple of different things that you have to do, which social media is considered a website. So the two things one is a link back to the brokerage website or social media page. And that was what Eileen was talking about in the about section. There's one spot for a website address. And of course, most agents like to put their own there. Again, I would suggest that you would put yours on your cover photo with the rest of your information where people are going to see it immediately. You may not be able to put a direct link that way, but at least they'll be able to write it down and to get themselves to your web address. You can use the other, the one on the side that is an active link if you prefer, but then you should have your brokerage link on your, with the rest of your brokerage information. And then critically important, relatively new, there is a New York State Fair Housing Notice. This is not the disclosure. This is the notice. It's green and it says Fair Housing Notice. So there's nothing to sign. It's just information. It has to be prominent in the top half of your page. So when someone logs into your Facebook page, the Department of State says it has to be basically jumping out and smacking them in the face. They don't want people to have to go to another page or do a lot of searching around to find your Fair Housing Notice. So the suggestion that we have is to make a post with, hey, click here to read my Fair Housing Notice, and then pin that to the top of the page so that it's always the first post on your page. It will be the first thing that people see when they come on and start looking at your page. And Eileen and I were talking about this yesterday. You could also do a compliance post, right? Where you have your name, your license type, the name of your brokerage, blah, 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 all of that information with your cell phone numbers identified, the address, the logo, in a pinned post with the Fair Housing Notice, and that will cover all of your compliance. Pin that post to the top of your page and you're done. So if you wanted to be really creative on the rest of your page in terms of what you're doing, and not having to worry about the compliance, that would be another way to get around that. And that's basically it. You don't really have to worry about the disclaimers so much in your social media posts. So any questions about that? Those are in the FAQs, by the way. So if you go to the kwhvgroup.com, there's an FAQs button there, compliance FAQs, and that basic advertising guidelines are there. So you'll be able to go back and look at those if you need a refresher.
Sounds
I know
good.
compliance is so much fun and you're all really super excited right now. Just try to contain yourselves, keep the questions to a minimum.
Does someone have a question?
Yeah. So how do you get the notice? Where do you get the notice from?
If you Google New York State Fair Housing Notice, it will come up and then you can copy the link because you just need the link. You can put the actual notice. So if you wanted to, again, pin the actual notice, you could do that, but you just need the link. So if you Google New York State Fair Housing Notice, it will pop up and you can copy it and paste it right onto your Facebook page. And then typically when you paste a link, the picture pops up anyway. So you'll have it, but it does have to be the link, and it does have to be on above the fold top half of the page.
If you guys can't find it, let me know and I'll send it to you after.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can email it out to you guys. All right, so I'm just going to show you. I figured I had a link Instagram. So let me find my Facebook again. All right, so you're going to, let's say you're home. You're going to go into your pages again on the left. You're going to find the page. So I'm going to do this one. And then on the left, we're going to find settings. And then on the left, we will see Instagram. There it is. And this is where you can link to your Instagram account. Okay. So right now we're already linked to this one. Okay. And that's how you do it. I'm also going to just show you how to pin to the top of the page, just so you know how to do that. So this is our business page. Obviously, after taking this class, listening to Lori, I have a few things to change. But what you're going to do is I put right in here, link to website, which is our website. And I also put click here for link to Fair Housing Notice. So when someone clicks on this, it'll bring them right to the Fair Housing Notice.
There you go. Yep, that's the one that's green.
And actually, this was updated when Cuomo left. This site was actually updated. They changed the name.
Yeah, it's why I prefer that you have a link, because if it does change or get updated, at least then you'll always have the live active document. So,
and to pin this to the top, what you're going to do is you're going to type your post like you normally do. click these three buttons and there'll be a choice to pin to top of page. Right now it's unpinned. So if I go back to it, oh, I just lost it. Let me find it again. Let me see if I can find that one. Here it is. I'm just going to click the three dots. Oh, is it going to let me do it? Hang on. There it is. And I'm going to pin it to the top of page. This way it's always at the top. Somebody, every time they come to your page, they will always see that at the top of your page. Okay. I don't know where it went. I'll find it later. All right. Now I'm going to show you guys how to connect to command, because that's important. So we're going to go to command at agent.kw.com. And if you're planning on doing any of the Facebook campaigns through command, you must have a business page. Okay. So here we are at the dashboard. You're going to click your name at the top right and then go to settings. And you're going to see there's actually two separate Facebook connections. And I'll explain to you the difference. The first one is for free posts. So you can basically just post things on your page, like, you know, I'm doing an open house this weekend, check out interest rates, like whatever you want, you could put on your business page, and it's free posting. If you want, there's a way to do it right through command where you could schedule it out, you know, for the month or for the week or whatever you want. So to do that, you're going to connect here and it's going to say connect. And when you go there, you're going to connect with your own name, and then it's going to ask which page. I kind of can't show you here. I don't think it's going to let me. Let me see.
You know what I mean? I had an issue with mine last week where it would not let me connect to my business page. It wasn't
Okay.
showing my business page. It was kind of weird.
And does it work now?
You know, I haven't checked it, but I connected it to my personal page because that was my only option. So.
Okay, so like I have a few different pages here. So it's, see, this is the one that I created. Maybe it didn't show because it wasn't visible yet, but I did create. I'm going to click connect. And right now I have two connected for some reason. Okay, now we have two. So down here, there's also the ads manager. So this is the one, if you want to run Facebook campaigns and collect leads, you need to connect this one as well. So I just want to tell you guys, that's why there's two. This one's for the free posting through command, and this one, the ads manager, is for you to connect and get free leads. So if you, I have a whole separate class about getting leads through Facebook and Facebook campaigns, but just want to show you what it looks like quickly so you know. So we'll be over here on the left under campaigns. And it would be paid ads, okay? So these are the ones that you pay for. So this is an example of an ad that I ran for an open house that we had, and you could see what it looks like. Okay, so it looks just like a regular post, right? The only thing is this will not show up on your business page. What happens here is that you target what categories of people that you would like to focus on, depending on where they live, and it's got to be like a radius around where they are or their interests. So I ran this for 2 days. I spent $25 and I got 24 leads. So when the leads come in, if you click on the number of leads, it'll bring you right to a whole area where you can see your names, the addresses for the email addresses, and the phone numbers for your people. You can also automatically set them up on a smart plan and start sending them emails and texts, you know, about the listing or open house or whatever you're advertising there. So that's the idea of running the campaigns through command with Facebook. Okay, and now I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to turn it over to Stephen, who's going to talk to you a little bit about content that you guys can post on your Facebook pages.
All right, well, thank you so much for coming to the class, everybody. Facebook's definitely a valuable tool. Can you guys see my screen okay or no?
You look
Yeah.
good.
You can see the market stats?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see Minnie has a question. Minnie, is it
Oh.
relevant to anything right now, or you want to ask at the end?
My question was in reference to when you were saying about the Facebook, the leads, how you automatically can put them in a smart plan. Do you have to do that for each one individually, or it automatically goes into a smart plan?
So if you set up the smart plan first, when you're setting up your Facebook campaign, you could set it so that every lead that comes in automatically get started on your smart plan. So you set it up once and you forget it. You could be sleeping and responding to your leads.
So, okay, so in other words, I set up the smart plan and then put in the campaign.
Correct. And in the campaign, it's going to ask you if you want to add anybody to a smart plan, and you're going to pick that smart plan you just created. So as the leads come in, they will automatically start getting your emails and texts.
So if I wanted to see how to do that, is there a video?
Yeah, I'm
for
going to
that?
have another class on, usually I call it like generating leads or.
I never knew that. That's why I'm like
That's actually
amazed.
new. That's within the
Oh,
last month
okay.
or two. It's a new feature, yeah. And
Oh,
it's
I
great
like
because you
that.
don't manually, you set it and forget it, right?
Yeah, it sound like the commercial with the cooker. Set it and forget it. Okay.
Exactly. All right, thanks, Vinny.
Rotisserie.
Okay, thank you.
So there's a lot of different ways you can go about running your page. I mean, it really depends on your personality and the kind of database you already have. I mean, if you're brand new, it's definitely going to be a little bit hard to start getting people to come to your page. You might have to spend a little bit of money on some ads and promote some posts to attract some attention to you. But if you already have been using Facebook for a long time and you already kind of have a database, and then you create the Facebook business page, you're going to have a little bit of an easier time because you already have an existing network. So on your page, you want to make sure that you're posting things that are relevant. We want to make sure that this is a business page, right? And you want to attract clientele. So we want to make sure that the information on here is kind of reflecting that. And this is a really easy way right here that we talked about this a lot the past couple of weeks, but market reports. Okay, this comes right from the MLS. You guys all have access to this. I could send it to you. I have no problem doing that if you can't find it. But information like this could be valuable to attracting people to your page because
Yes, definitely.
they always
Yes.
say, "Oh, how's the?" I get 1,000 calls from customers saying, "What's the inventory like?" I keep hearing the inventory is bad. That's like the number one question you always hear is, "How's the inventory?" Right? And then reports like this will give you substantial confidence when you're talking to someone because you're speaking facts. You're telling them what it actually is. You can show them this report. You can highlight parts of this report. Maybe make your own graphics with this. But things like median sales price and inventory of homes for sale, that's the kind of stuff that someone who's randomly scrolling on Facebook might actually stop and say, "Oh, wait a second." You need to do that, especially in the beginning. You need to make sure that something's popping, right? So for Orange County, median sales price, inventory of homes. Maybe someone says, let me switch to the Sullivan County report because I was talking about this earlier. Maybe they're worried that their house isn't going to sell quick enough. Maybe they don't want it to sit on the market for a long time. They don't know how the market is right now. They're a little bit sketchy about listing. Okay, well, this report shows that compared to last year, that the houses are literally, that time of sale is literally cut in half. So things are selling much faster and they're selling much higher. So it's definitely a crazier market, but you knowing that and having the facts to back that up is going to make you more credible as a realtor, right? So if you're able to better service your clients with real information, it's going to prove to be really, really beneficial to you. Plus, it helps you, right? It helps you in your everyday consulting conversations. You can also do other things. You can do fun posts, okay? So you could do, this is just realtor.com. I would kind of stick to names or brands that you feel comfortable with or you really recognize because there's a lot of blogs out there, okay? And I'm going to actually use a blog in one of my examples, and there's nothing wrong with using the blogs. It's just like, a site like this, maybe the information is just a little bit more trustworthy. So this is the headline. Of course, there's a whole story behind it, but articles like this, stories like this, these are great things to share on your page because maybe to other realtors, it might interest them, right? So maybe it's a different brokerage or just someone who's in the business in general. This kind of headline or article, maybe they just pick it up. You know what? I don't work with this guy at their same brokerage, but maybe I'll follow him. He's posting a lot of useful stuff lately. I don't have to go to Google. I can go on Facebook. It's stuff like that. So the more you're providing to your database, the more you're feeding them, the better off you're going to be. I'm not going to, read what this is, but essentially, yeah, construction on new home slows, the supply chain woes hit the housing market. So comparing the relative market data with what's going on and then being able to relate it to the consumer is going to just pay off in your business. We can also do things like this, where this is like a how to prepare your house for a sale. Okay, so we actually had an open house class last week where Amanda had gone over like what to do for an open house. Well, this one's like, what should I do to get ready for maybe people to come, do a showing at the house or something? What's the best way to market the home? Maybe there's other realtors that are part of your Facebook that don't know. Maybe they're new. Maybe they don't really know what they're doing. Maybe you could share DIY tips to make your lawn look good, or you know, make the house look presentable. So this is saying make it depersonalized. So make it, you know, take the dog photos down, maybe take the uncle eating the ribs, whatever it might be. Just take it down so it's less personal and it's kind of more magazine like. But this is just tips like declutter, don't have a mess all over the place. Like these are little helpful things that you'd be surprised that some people might actually need help with things like. And then you could do fun things. You could do things like this where it's just a YouTube video of there's a bunch of different realtors on YouTube. You might even be able to network with people in the comments down below. Graham Stephen. This guy is a realtor. He does his highlight video is how I became a millionaire in real estate by 26. So if you're really passionate about real estate, you can just share fun videos. It doesn't have to be super informational. It doesn't have to be bloggy. It can be a YouTube video. You can open discussions on this video, and maybe those discussions and those comments lead to you getting leads or getting more clientele. So really it's up to you. You just want to make sure that whatever you're posting, especially in the beginning, is relevant to the people you're kind of marketing to or you're friends with, because it's already kind of hard to get the page started and like actually start getting people to flood in. So you're going to have to start with your friends. So any of your friends and family are going to have to come onto the page. I would do like, hi, you know, I'm so-and-so and I just got into real estate and I'm looking to grow this page and make it a community. And it's all about your personality and the kind of angle that you want to bring to it. But really, it's what you make it. If you're not scheduling time for this, if you're not consistently checking it, it won't work. It won't. You got to consistently do it. It's got to be consistent. You have to pick certain times that maybe you choose 5:30 to do a post, right? Things like that matter. Believe it or not, it matters. So timing is actually everything. So maybe it's Friday night. Maybe post it on lunch break. Okay. Maybe post it at nighttime. There are so many factors that go into social media marketing, but on a very simple level, you want to have fun with it. And you want to make sure you're providing some kind of value to the people in your database. Otherwise, they're not going to follow you. They might like your page, but they're not going to tell people about it. They're not going to spread the word. So in some way or another, you're going to have to make it appealing to people on an informational basis, on an entertainment, a bloggy, maybe someone's a bloggy on a blog basis where someone's having their coffee and they're just like, they like to read an article about the market or how to make their home look good. So really the world's your oyster. It comes, their page can be a reflection of your personality, but of course you want to make sure that you're keeping those fundamental compliance things in check because you don't want to get a fine. So
Also-
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say, you know, whatever your interests are, like actually I saw one of our new city agents. I guess he's really into rescuing dogs and he's been posting on the Clarkstown community.
Evan Newman.
Yeah, I mean, he's been posting, oh, these two dogs are up for adoption, check it out, and he'll do like an update. So happy they were just adopted. Like he's getting his name out there kind of in a way, you know, that you wouldn't expect. Also, if you don't have a listing, that's okay. You're looking for buyers. You know, you can say a new hot house comes on the market and is listed by one of our agents, and you really would like to put that out because you're looking for buyers. Only with permission, okay, you have to ask the agent, but ask them, do you mind if I post that really cute 3-bedroom, 2-bath home that you have? I think, you know, it might be great for my page and see if I get any leads. You know, only with their permission, you can do that. But that's a great way to just start getting some, you know, or you can go into command and post, you can search from your website, let's say homes in, you know, like whatever town in Middletown under 400,000, right? And you can just post a list of homes that are available. So there's a lot of different things that you guys can do by being creative. Again, if you have an interest or a hobby, definitely, you know, or you go out in the community. I've also seen agents interview like small business owners, like, you know, check out this town, and they'll interview like a restaurant owner or, you know, just anything just to get your name out there and just give interesting material for your readers.
Can I do one more thing real quick and then I'm
Oh,
done?
go ahead. Yeah,
Then
sure.
I'm done. So, I stopped sharing my screen like a dodo bird. All right, here we go.
Oh, we might have
So-
some questions.
Oh, this will be 2 seconds, promise. So with the Facebook creation, like this on the branding aspect, you guys don't need to go and spend money anywhere. You don't need to go on Photoshop. You don't need to pay for subscriptions anywhere. you have all this in command design. So if you go to designs and create designs, I'm not going to create anything right now. I just would encourage you guys to go in here and play with this because as Eileen said, there's banners in here. So you can edit banners. So business basics, like if you want an email signature, if you want a banner for your Facebook, these will format well into that space. So it'll look good. And if you just had like, you know, just for sale, your Facebook business page, this is the place to use designs to make it look nice, to make it really sleek. You can customize all these templates. So take advantage of it. It's free to you. It's included in your plan here. So
And there's a lot of things in there, even if you don't have a listing, like there's stuff for holidays in there that you could just post, happy, whatever's Halloween and just, post whatever. Or I definitely, if you guys are new in the business, I would post something so everybody, your friends and family knows that you're now a real estate agent. If you're looking to buy or sell, please reach out to me. I can help you. Because if people don't know, they don't know. They're never going to call you.
Right.
I have a
Okay, who
question.
has- Question?
Yes, I have a question. In reference to using somebody else's listing, I know you have to have permission, but what about if I am the buyer's agent and we're in contract? Is it okay to ask the agent if I can put it on Facebook that it's in contract and I'm the buyer's agent?
So the pictures, right? So I don't know if Lori wants to handle this one.
Yeah, again, as long as you have permission from the listing agent, it would be permission from the seller vis-a-vis the listing agent, you can use anyone else's photos and post their listing.
They have to ask the seller
Just
also?
Well, the listing agent will ask the seller. You would contact the listing agent, but really the seller has to give permission. It's their, it's their home.
Now,
So,
my second question happens to be what Stephen was showing us about the statistics. How did you get that page?
I could show you. I'll show you real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, real quick. I'm before.
No, yeah, no worries. This is
Thank you.
yeah. Let me just pull it up and then I'll start sharing.
Yes, thank
And then
you.
also every, Rosemary does the OP updates. Every quarter she'll update what, let's say for Rockland County or Orange
Mhm.
County, what the latest stats are. So you can also
Yeah.
the only thing is when you post stuff like that, you just have to name the source. So if it doesn't say it on there, you just have to say the source was HGAR or whatever that you're
Okay.
getting your information from.
Mhm. Yeah, I just want to know how to do it myself too.
Yeah, no, sure.
Mhm.
Sorry, moving a little slow here. Okay.
That's okay.
All righty. I'm gonna share my screen. So as soon as you log into the MLS and you're in OneKey, you see at the top, you have this little column or this little row right
Yeah,
here. So
Right.
you're gonna want to go to market reports. Okay.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then you see fast stats here.
Yes.
Go ahead and click that.
Yeah.
So then it's kind of going to be like, okay, well, where would you like the information to pull from, right? So in this case, maybe for Hudson Valley United, you might be more interested in Sullivan and Orange County. So you go to area over here, and then
mhm.
you're going to go ahead and pick what county you want. So if you
Yeah.
want, we'll do Sullivan. So let's just do Sullivan County.
Yeah.
Pick Sullivan, and then it doesn't have to be the newest report. If you're doing some kind of research project and you want to get some crazy math together, you can go far
Yeah.
back. But
Wow.
in this,
Compare it the previous year if you want,
Yeah.
whatever you want.
I never knew I could do this. Go ahead.
and then,
You can just click on the map.
yep, you can just do
Okay,
that too.
bingo.
But that gets a little bit more targeted if you want to. Up to
No,
you.
oh gosh, and you know me, please. I'm a crazy man.
But
Thank
this-
you.
Yeah, that's the Sullivan County report. So
I
that's what
like
you were just
that.
looking at.
Oh,
before.
wow. Thank
All
you.
right.
Okay.
And then I wanted to show you guys also, if you don't mind, just how to do these searches I was talking about, because this is something good that you also can, without having a listing. So I'm just going to go actually to my website. So everybody here has a KW website. So
Yes, we
this is
do.
our KW website. And you just go to your own. So it's going to be branded to you, right? Your name's going to be down here and everything. And I'm going to type in, let's say, Middletown, New York.
Right.
So I'm going to pick Middletown. And this is going to show me all the properties for sale in Middletown. And what I can do is either I could narrow it down by price. Well, it's just saying like for sale. So I'm going to take out the foreclosures and the short sales, let's say. And then you could pick a price range if you want. So I'm going to put in minimum 300, maximum, I don't know, 500. So then there's 29 properties, right? So you could post something. So all you would have to do is copy this link. You know, you can go further, you know, figure out how many bedrooms if you want. All you have to do is copy this link.
Yeah.
And then you could post this on your business page.
Mm-hmm.
And you can say, you know, click here for homes, you know, click here for homes for sale between 300,000 to 500,000. And put the link in. And then when
Nice.
people, you could put a picture in, and then, so it comes up with your information here. So then when people click, they'll be brought here. Another thing that you can do is actually put in over here, anyone that's having an open house coming up. So let's see if any of these are having open houses. So there's one having an open house. Or you could take that off, and you can actually pick homes that have been price reduced in the last 7 days. So let's see if anything comes up. So wow, okay. So all these homes, so it can even take away this. I'm gonna reset this. So these are all the homes in Middletown that have been price reduced in the last 7 days. So this might be saying something about the market, right? Because there's a lot of homes.
How do you see that it's how do you know it's been reduced?
See this little arrow? I don't know if you could see.
Oh, the arrow.
Yeah, it's showing
What?
downtrend.
Okay.
So what that did was I did it in the filter under more.
Mm.
It's showing price reduced within the last 7 days. So actually there's more than I thought would be here. So it's showing that 21 out of the 80 something houses for sale or whatever have been price reduced. So you can actually post something like that. And all you would have to do is copy this and post, you know, homes reduced within the last 7 days in Middletown, New York. So that's something else. You don't even have to have a listing, right?
All these sellers think they're getting a bidding war. I'm telling you now.
Yeah, this might be saying something, right? So if I take that out, how many homes are there? So you can play
Mm.
around and kind of, you know,
Mm.
think of different things that you want to, you know, post. And it doesn't even have to be where you live, right? You can
Yeah.
post homes, I don't know, people you know all moving to the Carolinas, right? Post homes in the Carolinas. right?
That's super
point-
useful. That's
That's
awesome.
fun.
That's
That's
awesome.
so-
Market.
Be Aaron's neighbor. Yeah, so out of 84 properties, 21 have been price reduced in the last 7 days. That's got to say something, right?
Mhm.
All right, and that's pretty much, I'm trying to think what else I wanted to show you guys. And then in Command, you know, there are all those social media designs that you can create. You know, there's lots of things for holidays. Also, I suggest, so you would go to create design, and this would be for social. If you have a listing and you want to get the photos and text from the listing, like I said, if it's your listing, that's fine. If it's not yours, definitely ask for permission. And then I just want to show you, there's stuff here for holidays that you could create. So, you know, just to, you know, have something else to put on your page, kind of. There's also a free Homekeeper blog that I wanted to show you guys as well. So like for holidays, they have all different designs. And they do suggest if you're going to be posting Facebook and Instagram, use the square because they fit really nice on both.
Mm.
So this is actually for your app here. Let's see. Where is, let's see November, what we got. So I would pick, let's say Social Square and see what, oh, there's Thanksgiving, there's Hanukkah, which I thought was in December, but I guess I'm wrong. Veterans Day. So there's all different things that you can do and you can edit and add your own information on. Okay.
Daylight savings time
Yeah, when is that
Today.
anyway? When is daylight?
next month.
Oh, okay, I wasn't sure. My
Yeah,
That's
daughter-
more asleep, right?
It's the first weekend in November. It's like 2 weeks away.
My
Yeah.
birthday month. Let's go. Okay.
It's
All right.
November 7th.
Thank you.
Mark it.
Does anybody have questions about anything that we covered today? You know, you kind of have to, and also be true to yourself. That's what I would say too, is you could check out other people's pages, check out other agents' pages, see what they have going on. Don't copy, but it's, you know, you can do a spin on it and make it you, because if it's not you, it's not authentic.
I have a
Evelyn?
question. Going back to the blogging on Facebook, I haven't done that yet. So like, let's say that article that Steven showed from realtor.com, if we wanted to blog that to our Facebook business page, there's an option there, or do we just copy and paste, or I don't know.
Oh,
how to
it
blog.
might have an option to share directly from, let me see. It does.
Is
Yeah.
that what the little F is there for?
Mhm,
Oh,
mhm.
okay. I
You know,
just want-
one thing I didn't mention either is that you have to have your Facebook business page. You should do all of your advertising for real estate on your Facebook business page, but you can then share that onto your personal page. So, you know, I don't know if you're like me, I don't have a lot of business followers, but I have, you know, 1,200 friends on Facebook. So it's a better place for me to put that stuff. So I put it on my business page and then I share it out to my personal page.
I just want to show you guys how to do that because I got a question this morning because I think they changed. That's
They
the thing.
did change
Facebook's
it.
constantly changing.
Yeah,
So
they
it's hard-
changed it. Yeah.
So for
Took me a
instance, this is
minute.
actually a Homekeeper, one of the blog articles. I have it automatically posting on our page. So this is why winterize, but let's say I wanted to share this. For some reason, it doesn't let you share to your personal page. But what you can do is if you click up here, it lets you toggle about who you're acting as. So if I click as myself on the business page, now it will allow me to share it to my personal page. For some reason, when you're as the business page, now you could share it on your personal page. You could share it to a friend's
a page.
profile. You get more
Share to a
options.
page. Share to a page.
Yep,
Yeah.
you could share it to a page. So let's say
Yes,
this is
and
about an
all them,
open house.
right.
Yeah. So you just have to toggle up here. And now I'll be
Okay.
acting as the business page again. So now it won't let me, it only allow me to share to community pages or, you know, groups or a page. It won't let me share to my personal. So that's how you get around that. It's just by changing it to your personal. Okay.
All
I
right.
just made a decision. I'm going to start posting every day after I do my calls at 12:30. I'm going to make
Love
that
it.
part of my schedule. That's what I'm going to do. Because I forget. I completely
Love
forget.
it.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do.
And you can include a little personal stuff. People like that too. Don't think it has to be, you know, if you have, you know, you take your child or grandchild pumpkin picking, you could say just had a great time at Davy's Farm Pumpkin Patch or whatever. You know, if you integrate it into community stuff, it works. People like to see stuff like that.
Right.
Or if there's like a parade down Main Street and you want to post that, you know, people like that kind of stuff.
So I guess I'm good then.
How's everyone feeling?
Oh,
Okay.
Lori, do they have to send their, their Facebook business page for you to be approved?
You're supposed to, yep. Share your link with me so I can check it
And
for
just make sure you're
compliance.
compliant. You're better off finding out now than finding out later.
Yeah, and social media is huge. So no one's ever going to turn you in for a business card, right? You literally would have to hand it to them. They'd have to look at it. No, it wasn't in compliance. But the Department of State has auditors that they have that go out and, you know, peruse
Mhm.
through websites and social media sites and can find you, you know, without ever getting out of their chair. So it's way more important. And what they're, you know, the little Department of State stuff is one thing, but the content is what is really, you know, they're really going to be watching your content to make sure that you don't have anything, you know, discriminatory or, you know, obviously anything that could be a violation of the code of ethics. So you want to be very careful about fair housing in particular. You know, it's a very big deal. And like I said, you know, things like mentioning school districts and your opinion about whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, discussing anything in terms of what type of person might like to live in a home is completely out of bounds.
Well, that happened to me. I said on the listing, great for first time home buyer. And I was told I wasn't supposed to put that. MLS. I didn't know you can't say first time, great for first time home buyer.
Yeah, I think first-time home buyers are not a protected class, so I'm not sure.
That's
I don't know
Right.
why they,
Would
no,
have-
the MLS. The MLS
Yeah,
said,
I
sent
think
me a
that-
notice.
It did, the MLS is data checked by a data checker, so it probably, AI is getting smarter, so it read it as you targeting a type of home buyer. So just because it's flagged doesn't mean it is not compliant, but
Yeah.
you know, I wouldn't worry about that. If it's a protected class, right? Or something that would be pointing to a protected class, then you can't say it, but first time home
Right.
buyers perfectly okay. You could have sent MLS a message and probably gotten away with that, so.
Thank
You
you.
can't say for couples, right? You can't
Right,
say,
families, couples, any,
Yeah.
any type of person where you're identifying a traditional, when you say family now, what's a family? What constitutes a family? It gets in very gray water, so.
you can't
know,
say near church, near
Identify.
synagogue. You can't, you could say like nearest shopping, that's okay. But you
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
say, yeah,
Protected class. So, and you even need to be careful about things like walking distance to town, because it's discriminating against people who would have disabilities. So even that is frowned upon and shouldn't be used. So, proximal to town, shopping, restaurants, and so on. But you shouldn't be naming any religious houses of worship or anything where it would suggest that you're suggesting that that type of person who might prefer to go to a temple would rather live there than a Christian person who doesn't go to temple. Like, you just have to think about what might I be inferring if I put that information in there.
They've been as bad as, like, you're not allowed to say a quiet neighborhood, come to this home in this quiet. You're not allowed to say
No.
child-friendly neighborhood. None of that.
I even heard that going away from master bedroom also.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I did hear that. You can't say, they don't want you saying master bedroom.
I don't think
What
you
is,
can't
what
say
is the,
it.
what is the new word?
Frowned upon.
Mama's
Right, or-
bedroom?
Was it?
Mommy and daddy's bedroom?
I heard master bedroom and family room are not at this point banned, or but it's definitely gotten shifted in the direction of being very, very cautious and conservative about the words that you use,
Mhm.
and make sure that you're double checking what you're putting in, and talk about the features of the home.
Also, it may sound, you may not realize, actually, you can't put any images of wine. So you can't be like, imagine yourself coming home from work, drinking a glass of wine. You can't, nothing with alcohol, no guns,
Right.
obviously, things like that.
Alcohol.
You can even have a picture of a glass of wine in your ad. It'll get
Why?
rejected. Because, I don't know.
Alcohol is not a protected class.
I don't know. It's something with the Facebook app.
Neither
Facebook.
are
But save you.
Actually, Facebook does have advertising rules as well. I can
Mhm.
look.
Evelyn, did you have a question?
Mhm.
Yeah, for compliance purposes, we need the fair housing notice link on the Facebook business page. And what else? There was something else I think that I missed.
Well, that's the only link. There's a whole bunch of other stuff in terms of the content.
Mhm.
So that, to your license type, your identify your brokerage, we as a best practice, we like to use the fair housing symbol. So maybe that was it.
Okay, the symbol.
Hey,
All right.
Lori,
And you want us to send it to you, Lori?
Yeah, send me the link after you've set it up. Thanks.
And then don't forget to make your page active once it's approved. Well, I guess she can't see. You have to approve it so she could see
Yeah.
it, but make it active so other people, there's also a button on there to invite your friends. So if you already have Facebook friends, you can invite, you want me to show you guys that quickly?
Yeah.
Did you have
So,
a question, Teresa, while she's doing that?
yeah, it's been confusing for us. We're in the village of Montgomery,
Mhm,
and I use that address
mhm.
on my pages. It's a legit legal part of the Hudson Valley United, and we never use 99 Clinton Street, but I do on my pages.
Mhm.
And because otherwise I've had clients go to Middletown looking for me.
Yeah, it's fine.
Not in
You can use it. You can use 99 Clinton Street. You can use
You
it.
can, right?
Yeah, it's
Alright.
registered with the Department of State,
Yes,
so that's fine.
Right.
It's just the reason we have you guys in the Middletown office is an MLS issue, so that we're not having 15 different login codes for MLSs for the people from the same company, because MLSs are ridiculous.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure he's doing it right.
Nope, you can do that. It is registered with the Department of State.
Yeah,
As long as
yeah.
it's a registered address with the Department of State, then that's a legal compliant address to put on your advertising.
All right. Okay, thank you.
So to invite your personal friends to your business page, once you have your page set up and it's improved by Lori, there's going to be 3 buttons here. It's going to say invite friends, and it'll allow you to go through your friends and you can invite, I think there's a, yeah, all friends. I only have 341 friends. Wow. So you can click each one, and you can also send them an invite messenger or send invites. I guess it's email to, to join your new business page. Okay. So that's an easy way to get started and get people on your page.
In reference to that housing, how do you, like, what link do we go to upload the housing?
You know what? I'll
information?
put it right here in the chat. I'll put it right.
Okay, thank you.
Just copy it.
All right.
And it should also be on your website as well. I'm going to put it right in. the
Oh,
chat.
okay.
Hang on. So you guys, I'm going to put it in. You guys can just copy it, click on it, and then you'll have it.
All right. All
You
right.
know, we're going to post the video on OP updates because this was actually a good class for everybody to take. So look at, we'll also put the links there as well. Okay. Actually, I'm going to stop recording now.